If during your childhood you liked glamour, jewelry and the color pink, or if you still like them today. Don't worry, you are not alone. There is a whole saga of toys, movies, merchandise, cosmetics and other products for you to enjoy and experience the color pink in all its splendor. Barbie is one of the great franchises worldwide, and that is why it had references in many other series, being Pokémon one of them. Because if what we are going to see today is not a reference to Barbie, I don't know what it is. After having managed to lose miserably in the Indigo League against a copy of himself, and getting rid of Brock, leaving him with a complete stranger, Ash, Misty and their new friend Tracy set off into the unknown in search of the One Piece. Of new adventures. So to pass the time, since there was nothing interesting to draw, Tracy starts playing with Togepi like someone playing with any baby. At that, Tracy realizes that the little Togepi is old enough to know how to use some move. To which Misty replies that she tried to teach it Headbutt, but it didn't work. And Ash is the one who, using his classic egotism from the first seasons, adds that Togepi could have a better trainer. But suddenly, as if it were a horror movie, giant whirlpools appear out of nowhere that trap them even though they are riding a Lapras Pokémon that is capable of learning the move Whirlpool, but that the anime didn't care about, being dragged to the shore of a strange island which Tracy calls Pinkin Island. A strange and unknown place that no one has ever reached. Eager to be the first explorer to discover new species of Pokémon, Tracy begins to climb the cliff to reach the top. So Ash and Misty are not far behind and follow him, reaching the top where they find the cause of this video and possibly Barbie's favorite Pokémon if she were a gym leader. At the top of the cliff they see a pink Pokémon that is trying to eat some berries from the top of a tree. Obviously they realize that it is a Rhyhorn but are surprised by its color difference. Deciding to consult the Pokédex, which has no information about this species changing color. But Misty does not remain silent and says that Rhyhorn should not be pink, which would make her be very popular on all social media nowadays. Once again Tracy decides to move forward first to approach the Pokémon and observe it carefully, beginning to make it a drawing in his sketchbook, noting that this Pokémon has somewhat strange measurements in my opinion. Tracy believes that the Rhyhorn measures an extensive 8 meters long and 1 meter high, in addition to having a 20 centimeters horn with which it attacks its enemies. But since the real protagonist is Ash, he decides to stop waiting in the background and demonstrate his skills as a Pokémon trainer. So he approaches the Rhyhorn without any caution and starts touching it on its horn, causing it to get angry and attack them with Takedown. Being the egg Pokémon who finally decides to demonstrate its capabilities and uses its well-known move Metronome that teleports everyone away from the cliff, which causes Rhyhorn to fail to stop in time and ends up falling into the void, left hanging from a branch that inexplicably was able to stop its fall, saving it from having to go to the PC forever. Seeing this, our protagonists don't care at all, and Ash thinks it's more important to ask Tracy how he managed to get close to the Rhyhorn without it noticing his presence. To which Tracy responds that he followed 2 basic rules of Pokémon watching: approach the Pokémon from upwind and match its breathing. But luckily the script makes a little sense and an officer Jenny arrives to save the situation. So using her vehicle and with the help of the most inexperienced trainers in the entire region, they begin the rescue of the Pokémon that had fallen, moment in which the villains of the series appear and see what was happening. So they make the decision to approach the island to catch the pink Pokémon. After returning the Rhyhorn to its habitat, Tracy sees that Ash's Pikachu is eating a pink fruit, causing it to get some pink color on its cheeks and tail. Seeing it, Ash gets worried, but luckily Officer Jenny explains to them that it is the effect of eating the so-called Pinkin berries, very particular berries that grow only on the island. Ash asks Officer Jenny if the pink effect is permanent, to which she replies that the effect will be short-lived unless Pikachu keeps eating them. Now the story changes perspective and we see that upon arriving at the island the Team Rocket encounters a pink Pokémon, but to their surprise this was none other than Jigglypuff, who wants to sing them a song. So they run out and enter the forest full of Pokémon. Seeing that they were all this glamorous color, they have the wonderful idea of putting on a show in pink. So Jessie takes out her Lickitung to fight some little Nidoran. But they flee to a cave from which their father, a pink Nidoking, emerges and begins to chase Team Rocket. Already in the city, at the police station, Officer Jenny tells our protagonists that the Pinkin Island was declared a Pokémon reserve, so visitors are prohibited from entering, implying that they should not be there. So they call Professor Oak and inform him about the situation, to which he tells them that no one can know about those Pokémon because otherwise, illegal hunters would go and set up shows in which they would exhibit the Pokémon. But suddenly the alarm sounds and they find Team Rocket doing their thing, who take advantage of the situation to dress up as Gengar and Tauros, both in pink. I think Tauros is fine because it is a Pokémon that appears in the Safari Zone. But Gengar seems strange to me and I don't understand the choice. Returning to the episode, they manage to get rid of Team Rocket as Pikachu electrocutes them and Nidoking sends them flying with a flick of its tail. But now the protagonists become the new target of the furious Nidoking, who pursues them at full speed. Ash and the others try to attack it with their Pokémon, but all of them are afraid and flee, leaving only Pikachu, who uses its Thundershock that does not affect it. Nidoking attacks them with Hyper Beam, and Togepi, being the real goat of the episode, uses Metronome again, which becomes protecting everyone from the terrible attack. Officer Jenny asks them to get off and uses a rope to tie Nidoking up, surrounding it as if she were a ranger trying to capture a Pokémon. Ending the episode with the promise not to tell anyone about the island in order to keep the secret. And Misty believing that it was Togepi who helped them all day, but Ash and Tracy deny it, claiming that it is impossible. Being the best part of all this when Ash discovers that Tracy not only watches Pokémon but also adult women.